Yeah, muffin talk. Muffin talk. Muffin talks. Bringing healing to those who need it most.
Ready whenever y'all are.
All right.
Go ahead.
I go first. What is your fondest memory of us raising Kylie?
I would say her first birthday party when she choked on the confetti, and I was freaking out and you was laughing.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
that was pretty funny. Though.
No, it wasn't
No,
funny.
it was terrible. It was. I did get scared at first, but then it was.
But then you started laughing while
that
she was turning purple.
No. She was okay, and then I started laughing. It was
Okay.
just like. It was just my decompression.
Oh, okay, yeah, you laugh a lot anyway.
Yeah.
What was your fondest memory of us raising Kylie?
I mean, I have so many. I don't know. I think I like more of her recent memories now because Kylie is so funny.
Yeah.
Now. But my fondest memory of Kylie is like when we go like to Great with Flowers. Like I think that's one of the funnest things because I just love to see her laugh and interact with kids.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
do. She love kids.
But I guess I would say like in the beginning stages, like when Kylie was younger. Jeez. When Kylie was a baby, and I used to act like I was like slapping her, and I would like we would dress her up crazy, and I would be like, and I act like I was like baptizing her or like put like laying hands on
yeah,
her.
yeah.
I'd be like, and then she would just start laughing. She would love it too. That's probably why she's crazy now.
Do you think Kylie has a favorite?
A favorite parent?
Yeah.
I think she does.
Who you think the favorite parent is?
I think it's me.
Oh, that's a bit much.
I think it's me.
That's funny because I think it's me.
Oh, you think it's you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah,
I think it's.
So that means she doesn't have a favorite.
I think she has a balance because, of course, she's a daddy's girl.
Yeah,
but
for
then
sure.
we have the same birthday, so the connection is like a little bit. We're like the same person.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So that means she doesn't have a favorite.
No.
Because if you feel that
No,
way
she
and I feel
definitely
that
has a
way,
favorite.
then that means she does a great job playing both sides.
Yeah, she really does, and I'm her favorite.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I'll let you have it. Y'all have the same birthday. How has the change in our relationship as far as like us going from being together to not being together affected our co-parenting for you?
I think in the beginning it was rough because of coming from like being in the same house to having to try and raise her in two separate houses, and like that communication piece, we missed it at first, and now I think it's gotten a little bit easier in terms of understanding I can't expect you to raise her the way that I think you should raise her. Like, you have to raise her your way and I have to raise her my way, but at some point in time we have to have like that foundation of how we raise her, and like the core foundation of what we teach her has to be the same, but you have to do what you have to do as her dad and I have to do what I have to do as her mom. What about you?
I can definitely agree. I mean, I think more so, I don't know. I think as far as our relationship, like Kylie was young when we,
Very young.
you know, when we broke up, when we stopped being together, and then when Kylie was born, she was living with you at first, and then she started living with me, and it was just me and her, and then you started living with me for a little bit, and then you left, and then that's really when we kind of broke up. So she was like really young. She was like, what, 2? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was affected more so our communication.
Yeah.
I think in any relationship you have, whether it's co-parenting, friendships, boyfriend, marriage, whatever, communication is like the most important thing that you can have.
Yeah.
And I feel like our communication was totally off at first because, like you said, it was like you wanted me to raise her a certain way, and I was just like, well, no, I'm gonna do this. You know? And it was like, you know, it just kind of, we had so many blurred lines.
You're very hard-headed.
Yeah, I'm very hard-headed. I can definitely agree but I have my own sense of parenting, just like you have your own. And I think one of those things was we had to learn how to respect each other's sense of parenting.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like even hair would be a conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Hair would be a big thing.
Hair is still a thing.
Hair is still a thing. I don't know why, but
because it's a girl thing. You don't touch a mother's daughter's hair. It must be a girl thing,
but I can't just look at my daughter's hair and just be terrible.
But her hair wasn't terrible though.
Sometimes it would. No, it wouldn't be because you did it. Because you did it right, and then Kylie or me messed it up.
I was about to say, you were the one that did not know how. You still do not know how to do hair. You cannot do a simple ponytail to save your life. So
I absolutely take
hair
responsibility.
That's a conversation we're not.
But it's just communication, in my opinion. I think it is because a lot of people go through it where I think they feel like, oh, because we're not together, I can't be cool with you. I can't be co-parents anymore.
Yeah.
But that's the exact opposite. I believe you can.
Well, not only that, we didn't know what we were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because neither one of us come from a broken home.
Yeah,
like, our parents, your parents have been married for a long time.
Yeah.
My parents have been married for 30 years. So we didn't know, like, we didn't have an example of effective co-parenting because society says you don't have to be friends. You don't have to, raise your child like in a house or in two separate homes where the parents can both get together and have those moments with her and still create memories with her. And we kind of just, we didn't know what we were doing. Like we didn't know how to effectively co-parent her and not be together because we were, from the time she was young, we were always together. And then to kind of take that away, it changed her attitude for sure in the beginning. But I think she, she's used to it now. She knows I go here one week and there the next week. So has how you raised Kylie altered how you will raise your potential future children?
I would say no. I've learned so much from raising Kylie.
Yeah.
That I want to do the same thing with all of my kids. Like, not the whole broken home thing.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say I don't want to do that over again.
No, not the whole broken home thing, but like the way, even things I've learned from you in our co-parenting.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay, this was great. Let's I was like, oh, let me keep that in my pocket here because it's something I can really truly benefit from. So I would say, it definitely affected it, absolutely, but I would say because of that, it makes me know how to parent better. It makes me know how to raise kids better. Like I say to Kylie all the time, like, I'm not just raising you to be a great daughter. I'm raising you to be a great Black woman, like, a great wife, where you actually care about the person that you're with. You actually care about somebody else's needs, and you're not this spoiled little girl who can't share and can't only think about herself. You know?
Yeah.
I think the way we raise Kylie definitely
she is very caring.
Absolutely influences the way I'm gonna raise all my other kids, because it's like they gotta come up to her.
That's a fact. You gotta come up. Yeah, it's levels to this.
That's true. What about you?
I don't know. I think I agree with everything you said, but I'm more so like Kylie has taught me how to be patient. Mm-hmm. And if anybody knows me, I'm very, very, very impatient. Like I had to calm down a lot, and she's taught me to communicate because some kids can't verbally communicate effectively what they need or how they need it. So she kind of taught me how to read between the lines a little bit and try and pick out little pieces of, oh, this is what you mean, or this is what you're saying. So I don't know. I don't see any kids in my future, so I don't know if I'll raise them the same way that I raised her. But I do agree, she has set the bar pretty high. Yeah. I don't think there'll ever be another Kylie Brooke for me.
Next question here: how has being a parent changed you?
Again, I'm a little bit more patient. Not as patient as I could be, but a little bit more. I'm not as selfish as I know I was before I had Kylie. And she just put that hustle in me. She put a certain level of gotta get it done in me. Because before it was from the time we found out that, I was pregnant, it was like I went out and started I cried for like 2 weeks, but in between crying and school and stuff, I went out and I was working 2 jobs while I was pregnant with her. And ever since then, it's been like, gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta get it done. So she put a certain level of hustle inside of me that I think is it's different. Yeah. What about you?
I would say the same thing. I mean, I would just call it drive, hustle, drive, same thing.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. But, Kylie, I mean, I've always been that person anyway, who has been a hustler. So it was different between the hustle and then the drive for me.
Yeah.
So because I've always been a hustler where I've always had money. I've always, had things for myself, going for myself. But she changed the way I do it, like thinking about more so legacy.
Yeah.
Working for a job where I can say, I've been at my job for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think she contributes to that because she makes me think about longevity.
Yeah.
She makes me think
you can't just walk away from stuff because you have somebody else to think about.
Exactly. She makes me think about definitely the future and where I want to go and how I want things to be. So, yeah, absolutely. She definitely changed me in a major way. She pushes me, you know. Even in rough times, Kylie definitely pushes me. I mean, it's almost like she's so loving and so great, such a great daughter. Like, she'll come to me and be like, "Daddy, I love you." I'll be like, "All right, what do you want?"
I love it.
What is it? What do you want to go get?
I love you.
And she don't want nothing, but she just wants that. And I think Kylie has made me more patient. Yeah. Because I'm extremely impatient. Yeah. I'm impatient with adults, but Kylie has made me more patient with adults, even though Kylie's a kid. It's kind of weird. She's
different. She's like like, how people say they've been here before?
Yeah.
That's what she's like. She's very wise. Like, she's very, for her age, she's very wise.
So she makes me more patient with other people because, even being at home. Sometimes I'll be impatient with Brie, and it's like, all right, Kylie be like, "Daddy, just listen. Yeah. Just calm down, And it's like, oh wow, like a 6-year-old is telling me, something like this. So
I definitely think she's going to be a lawyer or something.
She's emotional support, something.
She's going to be something great. I can feel it. What do you think of me as a parent to our child?
I think you're a great parent. I think you're a great mom. I think, that I think you do the best that you can. I mean, I think, and that's the only thing I can ask for, honestly. Yeah. I don't judge people when it comes to parenting because everybody parents on their level of capacity, Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're very super supportive, for her and things like that. So, yeah, I think you're an amazing parent.
I would say you suck. No, I'm just kidding. I would say people are like really, which is weird to me. People are really amazed at how present you are. Like, it's so, even from the time she was born, actually. I think I had lost so much blood I couldn't even hold her like the first day.
The first
day. Yeah, up until like the day that we went home, and like you were there changing diapers and swaddling. Like, you taught me how to swaddle her, and I don't think I ever got it because she always had that one foot that would pop out. But I think you're very patient with her. Like, you're very present with her, and that's for this day and age. And this time, that's pretty much like I wouldn't have it any other way for her, because she's like, she looks up to you as her hero, like you're her dad. Like, the way she acts with you is the way I acted with my dad. So it's weird. It's very like watching me come up all over again and just be like a daddy's girl. Yeah. I understand when it's certain moments where I don't want to say she doesn't listen to me, but it's been times where I've had to call you and like, Kylie will not listen, and you get on the phone and it's immediately like, well, Dad, I just didn't, I don't know. I'm like, you were literally just like going off at me. What's the problem here? But it's that camaraderie, like it's that father-daughter relationship. I was the same with my mom. Yeah. I didn't listen up until I got older, so I have faith in her that she'll listen to me at some point in time.
She's not but whooping.
Oh, no.
She'll get a whooping.
I don't do that, sorry.
I do.
Your question. Here we go.
Do you also consider how I will be impacted when making major decisions related to Kylie?
What kind of major decisions are we talking here? Not really.
Could be moving, could be school.
Yes.
You know, stuff we
like
talked
that.
about.
Yeah, stuff. We're very quick to bring major decisions to each other if it's gonna impact the relationship with the child and the parent. But it's certain things I feel like if there is a quick decision that has to be made, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I can't get in contact with you as quickly, then I will do what I think is definitely best, for her.
Yeah. I would say I absolutely do.
Don't.
So what?
I'm just saying.
I absolutely consider you in that when it comes to major decisions with Kylie. Like, even like us moving, Bray wanted to move to Durham. I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Durham is far from, where
Like,
technically her school is,
yeah.
and stuff like that. I'm like, how's that going to work? So we found a place in Clayton. We love getting it built. We was like, all right, cool. That would be perfect. Because, she'll be relatively closer.
Yeah.
And, we can get to her if we need be when it comes to school and stuff like that. So I definitely will say it's important to consider
the other parent
when it comes to major decisions, because it's going to affect, everything affects the child.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I moved out of state, I'm sure Kylie's attitude is going to change at some point in time. If you moved away,
bye.
I'm just saying it's going to change. It's going to affect her in some way.
Yeah.
So it's just important to kind of loop everybody in to see what's going to happen. Even with COVID going on right now.
What would happen if one of us moved away? Like, how do you think that conversation would go? I do think about it. No, just like in general, like, where I don't care what happens. I just want you to know she's coming with me. That's like a.
So you gonna ask the question, then you gonna.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know for future reference. She's on my team. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm the mom.
I don't even know if Kylie would necessarily.
I think she'll be fine with it.
I don't think she. Did you just hear what you just said about me? In the way Kylie is when it comes to me.
Yeah, but she's also she has that same amount of energy with me. So it's not like she'll be like, she'll miss you for sure, duh. But that's what FaceTime is for.
I guess.
And I don't know, like every other week. I don't know.
I'm glad you feel that way, because I know Kylie will have a fit.
She'll definitely. I don't think she would have a fit.
Oh, okay.
She adjusts quick though. Like she's a quick adjuster. She's very quick to adjust to movements. Like, I don't think she'll, because of the way we've raised her and her knowing that I'm here 1 week, there another week. Like, we've had the conversation about me taking her for the school year and then you getting her all summer. And we definitely just kind of thought like, okay, wait, this is what she's used to. So if we interrupted, it could impact her worse than, not interrupting it. So I definitely think it'll be, if one of us were to move away, like move out of state or further away from the other one, I think it'll be an adjustment, but I don't think that is something that she can't get through. I'm not.
She can.
I'm not trying to be tied to you for the rest of my life. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I can only do the next. How old is she? She'll be 7 this year. Yeah, we got 11 more years of this, and then
I don't see it as a tie. I mean, at the end of the day, we're technically gonna be tied to each other.
Exactly.
For forever, I guess, since Kylie is, we're always gonna be Kylie's parents. Because at the end of the day, if Kylie gets into something and she's 25, she's gonna call both of us.
She's probably gonna call you first because she know that I'm probably gonna go all.
Oh my gosh! And you say these
so
things,
it's like,
let me
call my dad because he's the cool dad. My mom is probably gonna knock my head off, but that's neither here nor there. What are the most important lessons you plan on teaching Kylie?
Oh, most important lessons for sure. I mean, and I think about this stuff now because I'm a newlywed, so I think about the fact that teaching your children how to be a spouse.
Really? I haven't thought about that.
I think that is one of the most important things. Of course, I understand we're of color, we're black, so of course teaching them how to deal with the police.
Right.
Yes. So teaching them how to, have etiquette, which we already do that. Teaching them how to do an interview. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Life skills.
Life skills.
Yeah.
But one of the greatest things that they'll ever do is be a spouse.
What if she grows up and doesn't want to get married, though?
If she doesn't want to get married, then that's on her.
I think it's like teaching, I think more so teaching her how to be selfless. Because teaching how to be a spouse, like, what does that mean?
Well, honestly, being a spouse is a selfless position. So, we're kind of on the same page.
I'm not teaching her how to be selfless. I'm teaching her how to be self-fit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
It's like, wow.
I want to teach her, I would say, like, money management. I think that's something that we've definitely had that conversation about, when she gets a little bit older, kind of opening up that line of credit. So, it's kind of, my parents didn't do that with me, and having like a savings account and like definitely she saves now, which is weird, crazy, like a good thing. But I think definitely teaching her like how that all of your wants are not, like, it's not something that you have to act on. Like, it's just a want. Yeah. And if you still want it later on, after you kind of just walk away from it for a little bit, then, maybe it's something that you can kind of go forth with. But being impulsive, I'm a very impulsive person. I've gotten a lot better. Yeah, I'm very impulsive. I
think biblically, that's one of the things that I've learned.
Yeah.
Within the last, I've always been good with my money. But really being a good steward of my money, I've learned that within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like within the last 5 years, I've learned that. And even like my church has helped me like really see that. Like my pastor has helped me really understand what does that mean to be a good steward,
Yeah.
Because if you're not putting yourself in a position to own, if you're not putting yourself in a position to invest, then you're not being a good steward, you know? Even when it comes to credit, I want to teach her credit because at the end of the day, credit is extremely important.
Yeah.
Yes, saving money is important, but also your credit is important. If you don't have it, don't.
You should also teach her how to cook.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I can cook, but it's not like
it's not
like you're cooking. Like you can cook, and I'm not even about to sit here and lie. Every year I got to get my turkey wings, but that's neither here nor there. Is it your question or mine?
It is my question.
Okay,
don't take my turn, please.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
So, what are some challenges you have faced with being a young parent that you don't think I'm aware of or maybe scared to admit?
I'm still a young parent.
Yeah, we are.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. So try to play me.
How old are you? What, 27?
27.
Okay.
How old are you? What, like 27?
26.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I'm a year younger.
Yeah. I was a cougar back in my day.
Oh, wow.
I would say the challenge that I faced, in all honesty, was finishing school.
Yeah.
That was rough. Like, that was really rough. It was rough because, of course, I've always had a support system when it comes to my parents, but it was rough because, now that I think about it, the things that I should have been taking seriously prior to her getting here, I didn't take it seriously. So I had to kind of take it seriously while trying to manage her and her, whatever she had going on, and even trying to finish school, and she started kindergarten. That was tough. Like all of it, finishing school and trying to be a parent, a single parent, is like probably one of the hardest things I think I've ever done. That and trying to like repair yourself like emotionally and mentally, that's tough.
Yeah.
But that comes with the territory.
I would think the hardest one of the challenges I faced when we were young, like being a young parent, for us it was just like, because I would say almost like when you were in school, you were so focused on school, that it kind of made me feel like you're not focused on the child. And
we had a lot of dark
back then it affected me differently because it, remember, like you said, I've always been present, and it was times where I would just I'll have Kylie 5-6 days a week, and it's like, because you in school, and I understand now.
It wasn't just school; it was working too.
Yeah, working in school, and it was
I
understand now, but it was just like before. I was just like, why are you not choosing almost like us over school?
Yeah.
You know. And I get it now because, yes, you're working in your field, you're a nurse, you're done, you're not done, but you've graduated and you have way more to go, but you've went over that hump, you know, and you've overcome that. So it's all worth it now. But that was definitely one of the things it was a challenge for me because it made me feel like, all right, this person is really not here. I
felt like I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I broke down at work one day when I worked at Fresenius, and the patient came in and she was like, "Oh, how you doing this morning?" It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just broke down and started crying. She was like, "Oh, okay," and I was like, "I got to get out of this job," because I was working, like you said, 5 and 6 days a week, but there was no time to raise her. Yeah. And I think I did that for 2 years, where it was I would have her 2 days out of the week when I was off. And the other, 4 or 5 days, she was with you. And it was like, those were some of the darkest moments of my freaking life trying to raise that girl. Because I felt like I wasn't there. Like, I felt like I wasn't a good enough parent.
Yeah, I remember you went through that.
Having to go to school at night or go to school. I think I was going to school during the day and working at night. And you would have to I would meet you, or we would meet wherever, and you would pick her up, and it was just like, I just want to be with my daughter, but I had to finish that. Like, I had to get that done so she can see that happening.
Yeah. And I think I didn't understand because, like, I was in a, not school, but I was in a kind of different situation where I had offers to go away from music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do it because I was just like, no, I have to be here for her. Yeah. You know?
I remember.
And
that
then,
was Berkeley?
Yeah, for Berkeley, yeah. And then it was just weird because I kind of felt some way because you chose to go to, it was like, I was like, well, just change your career. In my mind, I was like, well, just change your career.
But you were the one that told me to go for nursing.
I know, but it was, how you can.
You were in the program before I was.
Yeah, I was.
At Wait
You're
Tech,
right. Yeah. But you know how you can basically tell some or encourage somebody to do something, but in the back of your head,
I really don't want for them to do that.
Like, it's gonna, because it's gonna make them be absent. Yeah. It's gonna make space. Yeah. So that was it. It wasn't. I didn't want to seem like no hater. I didn't want to seem like a hater.
Selfish.
It was a selfish moment.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a selfish moment, but I didn't want to seem like a hater, so I was just like, nah, let me just, you should go. But in the back of my head, I was just like,
nah, I hope she don't get it. I hope she don't get it.
All right, this is gonna be great. It's gonna, because it was just gonna. I was like, it's gonna create obstacles. I'm all for looking for the future, and I'm just like, I'm trying to make the future as easy as possible if I can, but that doesn't always work.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
But you have something to fall back on. Like you have, if it wasn't work, you had your music. Yeah. And I didn't really have it. I was working I don't want to call it a dead end job. There was nowhere for me to go in that job. So I had to do what I had to do for her. And when I graduated, she when I tell you that girl mimicked my every move that night, like she was like, well, Mom, we went out to eat. She's like, well, Mom, what do you want to eat? Because I'm going to get what you get. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, she was super proud.
She was very proud.
First of all, I'm proud of you, for like finishing and of course, because you got to understand, this was going on before.
7 years.
Right?
This is 7 years worth of,
I don't think people understand, like, this has been a long journey for you. And I was there, I was there first as your friend, as your boyfriend at that time, and then it was like, all right, when we stopped, it was like, I was still there as a person who was a co-parent for you, and I was still even rooting for you. I would always ask,
changing the schedule.
Yeah, I would. Your schedule would change all the time. Be like, all right, I'm gonna work on. Okay, we're gonna. I'm
no,
gonna work
you
through
didn't say that. That wasn't what you said.
So, but did I? I always work through that schedule.
It was one time, Dave. I promise you.
One time.
I wanted to fight you so bad. You told me when my schedule changed, and it was that storm. And I was out of school. Remember that hurricane came like 2 years ago, and Kylie was with you. And I texted you and I said, we need to talk about my schedule changing because clinicals are coming up. And I called you and you told me, you was like, well, you're just gonna have to figure this one out on your own. And I was
Yeah,
like,
there are some of them
Muppet.
times where you would get frustrated. Absolutely, you got to understand. I was a single guy
You were married.
at that time. No, I wasn't married.
David, you was married.
I just got married in 2018.
You had married while I was in school. I had started school August of 2018. Clinicals didn't start until October of 2018.
Oh, you talking
you were
about that?
newly married.
Okay, you're right. Yes. So
Yeah.
you talking about that? So I was newly married, right? And I was trying to get some type of foundation. here.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get foundation
consider
when
that.
everything is
Yeah.
changing. It's like, oh my God, can you stop changing a little bit? Can you give me something consistent? I don't think women understand. Men want stability.
We want
If you want to take this
too.
from
What do you
anything,
mean?
men love stability. Men loves a stable schedule, like something just consistent. You were giving me so much inconsistency. I almost
I was
lost
in
it.
school.
I know.
My schedule had to change.
And like I said, I wasn't in school, so it was a disconnect. That
But
was all
we
it was.
did it. We
And
did- we
it.
worked through
we
it.
absolutely worked through
We
it.
did.
But trust me, it was
It
difficult.
wasn't fun, but we
It was
did
difficult.
it. I definitely want to fight you more than once.
Hey, you know what?
We just square up right after this.
Nah, I'm okay.
What? That steak sandwich.
Right. What? We can still have a certain level of a friendship.
Yeah.
I want us to all come together.
Yeah.
Like, it makes a difference. You still got to respect me.
Right. I was raised in a holy household. I got to.
And then what happened?
Now,
It's
my
not-
next relationship, whenever that might be,
Lift your hands. It's coming soon.
It
I see. You can be one of those people who just sit there and cry about it, or you can be one of those people who sit there and actually do something and make a difference.
If you've been moved by our work and would like to help fuel us on our journey, please visit us at muffintalks.com to support.